Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer, our first ever event coverage of a narrative-based event. I'm very excited. I'm joined by possibly the greatest storyteller in all of the mortal realms, Bud, the You Can't Stop Me Now because you don't know where I am because I'm lost in some sort of wilderness. Fantastic guy.
Don't stop believing. Hi, Rob. Hi,
I, I,
everybody.
I'm so excited for you to be here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited about seeing lots of Gargants, kicking lots of things and stuffing lots of people into pants and falling over dead and killing more people.
Yes, absolutely. So today's event and the coverage of today's event is a little bit different. Everyone can make a match play list, no dramas there, although they're encouraged not to make something too competitive. And then everyone's allowed a free Mega Gargant to go with their army. So that is the premise of today's show, and arguably, as you guys know at home, Honest Wargaming now is a narrative channel mainly. That's why I'm painting up 27 eels. I'm narratively a fishman, is what I've discovered. So yeah, I'm
That's right.
all about. So today's going to be fun, adventure. If you want match play tactics, take your ass somewhere else. I don't want to hear no. This is the most efficient choice. I want to hear like let's smash all day. Bud, you happy with that?
Yeah, let's none of these wounds per point ratio discussions.
No.
Let's leave that kind of crap at home. That's a Monday to Friday at work kind of discussion. This is the weekend.
We're going to get lost in some story. I would like to warn anyone. Trigger warnings needed. I think me and Bud both are going to try some accents out at different points during today's show, and I might try them all day. And if you don't like it, get into the sea is all I could think.
Oh man.
Yeah. And because Age of Sigmar,
Derbyshire.
yeah, exactly,
Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. Well, Age of Sigmar, as we know, is of course just really a narrative game with no data to support competitive play. So we're here for the fun and adventure. Now, this has obviously been set up by my Australian accent's bloody lovely. I'll talk a bit like that all day. So don't worry, you're going to get this all day. So we are going to go and look at the Gargant goals. Now, each of the... Obviously, Bud, you know the points. We score 10 points for a victory in the battle plans, right?
We score 10 points for victory, 7 for a draw. Uh, oh, 10 for a major win, 7 for a minor win, 5 for a draw, 3 for a minor loss, and of course, 0 for a major loss. I am well aware of the major loss points.
It's true. Oh, Horrido Martin, thank you for subscribing to the show. Thanks everyone for tuning in live. Appreciate you being here. Hope your Sunday's going really well. It's going to be a good time. However, the main thing that we're going to be focusing on, and probably not the battle plan at all, because who cares, is going to be the Gargant goals. Let's take a look at these now, shall we? So the Gargant goals are very cool. This is obviously all set up by Owen. This is all being run on TTS. So we're going to have to kind of like have a breakdown of these. And we're going to be keeping an eye on trying to achieve these Gargant goals. Hey there, bud. So we're going to go through some of them. I think we'll pick out your favourite one as we go, bud. I'll go first if that's okay. My favourite one is if your Mega Gargant dies on turn 1 of any game, you get minus 10 points. And it's called Who Hired This Idiot? It's brilliant. Bud, you got any thoughts on it?
That one is, I think you should get bonus points if you can manage to get your Mega Gargant killed on turn 1. So I'm like, come on, Owen, narrative event. What's more narrative than a Mega Gargant going out and getting dropped on turn 1?
It's all you need. It's all
Yeah.
you need. There are some others. Alpha Beastmaster, kill 3 enemy monsters during the tournament. That gets you 5 points. Beastmaster, kill an enemy monster at all. Mage Eater, kill a wizard. Spellbelly, kill 3 enemy wizards. Magical Farts, which is hilarious, is to kill 5 enemy wizards during the tournament. So you need to keep track. Me Like Shiny is kill an enemy hero with an artifact of power during the tournament. Mega Magpie, kill 3 enemy heroes with an artifact of power during the tournament. Kill 5 enemy. So then you've got Crystal, Maybach, Diamonds on your timepiece. Kill 5 enemy heroes with an artifact of power during the tournament. So some
I like
themes.
I like what Owen's done where they've got some of these progressive ones where it's not just one big goal at the end, but like with the Beastmaster, like just kill an enemy monster, you're gonna get points. But then as you kill monsters, you can like there's different levels to that Beastmaster mode, different levels to that me like shiny mode. So I just like that. Okay, oh, I got this, but I need more.
Just need more and more.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
look at some of the others. There's kill 3 enemy units during 1 turn, which is a greedy bugger. Proper Hard is finish a game with 18 or more wounds remaining on your Mega Gargant. Proper Lucky is finish a game with 1 wound remaining on your Mega Gargant, which is going to be very tough to achieve, but I can see someone throwing an endless spell at their own Mega Gargant at some point, which would be very funny. The Oprah charge is deal 3 or more mortal wounds to each of 3 units in the crushing charge ability when your Mega Gargant completes a charge. That gets you 10 points. And Came In Like a Wrecking Ball is deal 6 mortal wounds to each of 2 units with the crushing charge ability as well. And then the Coming In Hot is just deals D6, flat 6 mortal wounds. So they're going to be super hard to achieve. They're all brilliant. Matt's going to try and keep track. He's the hard table boss today. He's going to try and keep track of what random Gargant adventures we're going for, right, Bud?
Yeah. Good luck to Matt keeping track of everything that's going on.
Well, it's pretty simple, right? Like, look, kill another. Like, they're not too complicated. Kill someone with an artifact, gotcha. Do some impact. So do some mortal wounds when you charge, gotcha. Kill some wizards, gotcha. Yeah. Make sure your Mega Gargant stays alive. That's all good. That one's super easy. Kill an enemy hero during activation, which your Mega Gargant's Death Grip attack deals damage that hero. That's fine. I need to wash my hands, boss. That was hilarious.
That's the COVID. That's the COVID one. I need to wash my hands. And where's the river?
Yeah, where's the river, boss? Is kill 3 enemy heroes during activations, in which your Mega Gargant's Death Grip attack deals damage to that hero. And you've also got jump around, jump up, get down, which is kill 30 or more models with jump up attacks during the tournament. And then you've got one for also bring the house down when you throw your boulders. So there's not lots to keep track of, I think. Kill dudes, basically. Okay, and we're now in. Hey, we're into the match, and so this is the match that we're seeing today. It's Beasts of Chaos with they've got a larger Mega Beast as opposed to a Mega Gargant. It's already throwing our story off a little bit there. We will name him in a minute, although I think he might be named already. And they're both Gatebreaker Gargants, Bud. Got any thoughts on this?
It certainly makes it easier for us because we only have to look at one war scroll. So I'm all about that. Hey, what's not to like about a hurled boulder being thrown at people?
I'm excited for it. Like it's, but I don't know if a Gorgon, and this is where we're going to start getting into the story, ladies and gentlemen, would even throw a boulder. I feel like he'd throw that mighty axe, and then you go pick it up after, right? The Mega Gorgon.
I see what you did there. It's just throwing me off that he's 2D. I can hardly see him.
Oh, the Mega Gargant. No, wait, is he? The Gorgon's not 2D.
One of them's 2D.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's the side. That's the Gorgon. No one cares about that. That's fine. Right, so, let's get Gargantlicious. So, listen, let's talk about the battle plan. We're in Ghur, and this is what we need to do. We're in the realm of beasts. The whole adventure, the whole story is happening in the realm of beasts. We've got a Bone Splitters force going up against this Beasts of Chaos force. I'm going to quickly fire through what's in the list for you guys. The Bone Splitters force is run by Jiwan Noah Singh, and he is aggressively moving forward. He's got all of his characters are named. He's got 5 Savage Boar Boys, 2 Savage Uruk Moor Boys, and most importantly, he's got 2 units of 6 Big Stabbers. Addicted to stabbing is what they are. He's in the Teeth Rook, and he's got a War Doc. He's got Steve the Big Fellow, who is his one-eyed Grunnock. So that's Steve the Big Fellow over there at the back. And then his leader is actually Steve the Smaller, which is kind of cute, I think. And Charles' army, so Colonel Cavendich's army, is we've got a Gavspawn Beast of Chaos list. He's got the Notorious BIF, so he's the Doomball Bros. There are 3 Doomballs in the list. 2 Doomballs in the list. And a Great Bray Shaman. And then he's got Korax, the Blood Gorge Swole Boy is his name. So Big Steve versus Korax is what you need to remember. And then there are 6 Bulgors, 3 Bulgors, 10 Ungors, and some Bestigors and a Gorgon. That's basically what we're seeing in the lists, but like you guys can see that on
tabletop TO. Maybe you don't have access to it.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to see the list, you can type !list in the chat. Yeah. And if you guys want to see the bracket for the event, you can type !event, and that will bring up all your information. But it's time to ask the question. Twitch chat, it's time to ask the question. Who are you rooting for?
The Mega Gargant. Always.
Which
both
one,
of them.
though?
Both of them.
Oh, you're doing both of them. You want Big Steve or not Gordak to win?
I want the Mega Gargants to kill everything and be the last two models standing at the end, fighting in an epic clash. In fact, the whole narrative of this is that they want all the other models dead, so it can just be them at the end, and they can decide who's the supreme ruler of this map.
So, to let you guys know what the story is, and the reason everyone has hired in a Mega Gargant, because there is indeed a story. We're in the realm of beasts, and there's a giant invasion, and everyone is all the city-states are basically trying to battle it out in the realm of beasts. And obviously they need some support, so they've all found themselves a plot of gold, or whatever it is a Gatebreaker enjoys. I don't want to... Looking at a Gatebreaker, I don't really want to get into what a Gatebreaker might enjoy.
No, me neither. I'm not allowed to learn that kind of stuff.
No, I don't think so. But I think that Gatebreaker is definitely going to have a grand old time. But they've been hired into the armies, so that's why they're here. That's the story, and I'm excited to explore that story more. As you can see, though, these big stabbers... these two units of big stabbers who are not screening in any way, shape, or form. They are right at the front. Screen with your offensive unit is what I thought I would always do. So they're right at the front, looking to take a pretty scary charge from Beast of Chaos. I mean, Bone Splitter's narrative is they're there for hunting these chaps, Bud. How do you feel about that?
I feel great about that. The other thing I feel is that Noah is a pretty cagey player. Knowing him, he's a Gits player.
He is,
and he knows enough to do well with Gits. So
okay, keep going.
So if you're able to play well with Gits, you must know what you're doing and be a very tactical player. So I'm curious to see what Noah's going to do with his front line of big stabbers here.
That's a lot of respect you're giving out. Oh, we've got some big... I think we've got some big stabbers. Oh, they're running. So what you're seeing here is the pre-game move, which is what this initial movement is. So these Bone Splitters are now running. So pre-game move leading to this aggressive move forward. I'd like to name the big stabber units, to be honest with you, Bud, here. There's two. There's the far more aggro big stabbers, and then the cowardly big stabbers. I don't know if you got any thoughts on them.
I mean, as a destruction player myself, I'm limited to pokers and stabbers. I guess we should put in polkas and stabbers.
Polkas. So the guys at the front are the polkas, and the guys at the back are the stabbers. All right, that's fine.
They do polka.
I mean, it's quite cool for the Bone Splitters army. Their narrative, obviously, is that they love hunting a good monster, and there are at least two that qualify. Obviously, Gorak, the Swole Boy, which is that Mega Gargant, and also this Cygor is also a pretty good source of bones available. And then let's look at this. Bulgor's probably got quite a few bones available for them as well, right?
Yeah, they'd make a good bone broth. They're chunky boys.
They are big chunky boys, right?
Yeah.
We're obviously playing the battle plan focal points, but that doesn't really matter. Now let's look at what the Mega Gargants can achieve and the Gargant goals. That's important. So the Gargant goals, there are a lot of wizards available to Charlie, so the Beast of Chaos. There's quite a few wizards that he's going to try and unpack that he could potentially get back here and eat them. Do you think he might be trying to focus on the Gargant goals and go for the wizards? Or what do you think? What would you be going for?
If I'm the Mega Gargant, I'm trying to get some early war jump arounds, just get in, start jumping on some models, just kind of building up those points, Because if you're all of a sudden like late game one, maybe I think that's too late to start getting on those jump around points because you gotta get 30 for that one, but I think that one's well worth doing it. Um, and you gotta be greedy, right? You gotta be a greedy bugger.
You've got to be a greedy bugger. That's what you got to do in this game.
Now,
At focal points, obviously, you get bonus points for the Gargants that you are on. So that's a cute little addition there for all the different monsters that you can see. Obviously, you're trying to play the objective, but really, I don't think that's the main goal here. I feel it's definitely about killing stuff. Now, the linchpin of a Gavspawn Beast of Chaos army. Now, I know a lot of you will be like, "What the fuck is Rob talking about?" So, a Gavspawn Beast of Chaos army pretty much works around this linchpin of a Chaos Spawn, who has been like summoned in. He gives them all the powers. Oh, wow.
oh,
See, and he knows. Big Steve knows that, and he's thrown his boulder right betwixt the eyes of that spawn and has done 4 damage immediately. Immediately. He's tried to crush him.
that's good. That's good. Hey, let's kill stuff. Why would you go after the spawn? I understand, Rob, there's the tacticalness of why you had to go after the spawn, but for that Mega Gargant to just look around and decide that was the guy, hey, Chaos Spawn, you're the ugliest, come eat a rock, that surprises me.
Yeah, well, listen, to be honest, maybe this... we already know this Mega Gargant's got, like, some peculiar tastes, as you can see by his outfit. Ultimately, he probably thinks, oh, you know what, that is an ugly, ugly dude. Yeah, and that's gross, and he's just thrown a rock. A bit like, I don't know if you've ever, like, you've been in a club, bud, you're dancing, you know, and someone comes up on you and you just push them over because you're like, gosh, you're too ugly for me. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation.
I've been pushed over a few times.
Oh, you've been pushed over. Right,
That's right.
Okay.
So those big stabbers going in for the charge. Oh, I'd
So-
like to see it so much.
They kill the ugliest. That's what we're doing. We're killing the ugliest. That's what the Gargants do. We now
Yeah.
know the Gargants.
Look at this. Yeah, he hates that spawn. Look at those big stabbers.
They do. They're so ugly. The Gargant only loves handsome muscle beast boys. Dando is correct 100%. He's gonna... Maybe this is the other thing as well. Maybe this Gargant is in love with the other Gargant. He's mad that the spawn has taken over the Gargant's kind of soul or thoughts, and he's just furious, and he wants to destroy his ex-lover's erstwhile companion. Or
Yeah.
so
I think we have a stabber stuck on terrain here.
We do.
He's stuck. He got his big stabber caught in the rock, and he can't get it out.
No. So Noah going in, and it looks like he's got 3-inch range on the big stabber, so it looks like he can finally get access to that spawn. Charlie's going to be furious that he did not screen well enough here with the big stabbers, or against the big stabbers, as you can see. There we go. They're moving in, so they've got that, and they've got a path to victory here. Look at this. The big Gargant's just going to run through that centre lane and kick Bestigor over. It's going to be sweet. Do you like? How do you feel about the bodyguard that we're seeing for Gorak? The bunch of big swole Bulgors as a bodyguard for bigger Bulgor.
Well, you know what? You can obviously tell who respects their Mega Gargant more because we got Noah's Gatebreaker with a clear path to get into the army, and we got like coward, big beastie axe boy sitting back here, and he's not going anywhere.
He's not. Can I just thank Eric Sorbanen for donating £6 to the show? I appreciate that loads. That's going to go on my pizza for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I want you all to know I ate like a king last night, and it was all thanks to you guys. So love you forever. So the stabbers are in. Our table boss has let us know that Charlie is in the chat furious. He's making snarling beast noises. Apparently, he even barked. Which I didn't know that's what a beast of chaos. What noises do goats make?
They would bray.
Do they? How do you bray?
I don't know. It sounds like a goat. You know,
Right, so go
You
on, carry
know,
on.
if you're in a Beast of Chaos army and you're considered the ugliest model, that's really saying something.
I don't know about you, but listen, we don't want to get into it, but Lady Centaurs could be in a Beast of Chaos army, and they're perfect. Look at
Oh,
this.
there
The
goes.
ugliest guy on the board is gone. That stabber stabbed him. He's been hit by a rock and he's been stabbed in the face.
That's like Noah's just like, that is the one model. I can't believe you brought that model here. I'm gonna do everything in my power to delete that one model.
That is all I'm going to get. Like, none of the other threats bother me. Like, this is all I'm going for. The other stabbers are going into... They've been split up. They're going into this Bestigor unit. Oh, the Bray Shaman. Look at this. He took 3 damage. He's got straight into the wizard. Ooh, that is really important that he gets taken out. And he almost got stabbed to death. But I don't know if you know this, but big stabbers, guess what they love doing?
I'm gonna guess stabbing.
They love stabbing, and this poor Grey Shaman's on the end of it. They they love a good stabbing, and they have stabbed him well. And then this Bestigor unit probably going to get a bit of a stabbing as well. So 5 of them have actually been stabbed.
Wow.
So there we go. Woo, baby!
Noah woke up angry.
Are those models 2D? Lou Diamonds, they are 2D. Sometimes you don't get the right models in it. Just, but look, we can get emotional into them. That
Yeah.
kind of works.
Are you saying he modeled for advantage? Because
Yeah.
we're not competitive here. This is a narrative event.
Well, listen, as we've already discussed, the Bone Splitters army is very, very like aesthetically focused. Maybe they think thinner is better, which it is not. Love yourself in whatever form or shape you are. But like we already discussed these fellas are just not the nicest guys. They're livid about the. Do you think orcs think that they're pretty? I guess that's a whole nother. They're not elves, are they? They probably don't care.
No. Elves are smelly, aren't they? Don't they? They don't smell right. Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah,
I thought that was a goblin. I thought that was a goblin rule in Warhammer Fantasy because they had goblins had a natural fear of elves, and I was like, they don't smell right.
They don't smell right. Elves and elf players don't smell right either.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah, they smell like. I'm not following. I'm not finishing that off.
James, I'm looking at you guys right now. Have we talked about so there's some things that he changed the rules a little bit for the Mega Gargants.
Please
we might want to talk about those sometime. Okay, so Mega Gargants can't benefit from the allegiance abilities. Mm-hmm. They can only benefit from the wild form and mystic shield spells cast by friendly wizards. They can only benefit from the primal roar, all-out attack, all-out defense, volley fire at the double, and forward to victory command abilities. So they can't be getting some of the other ones. And despite the Mega Gargant being a mercenary, you still receive your first command point at the beginning of your first turn. Okay,
yeah. That's they've all just so you can't none of the guys could try and do any janky stuff. That's basically the plan, right? Don't do any janky stuff into the Mega Gargants. You just include them and you just have a good time. But Bud, we're missing the story. And that's what I'm emotionally invested in. I know that there are mechanics. I know there are rules. I know you're here to be the serious commentator guy about match play because you're obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that. I want to know the story. What are these Ghur up to? And also, who is the armor smith for Ghur? Do we know?
Are they Chaos Dwarves? Are they the ones that make... Wait, Chaos Dwarves, Legion of Asgore? Are they the ones who make their armor? Because they did a really bad job with these guys if they did.
Wow. I mean, they've done a pretty good job. They're actually quite well armored. That's kind of one of the things that gets me about Chaos generally. Like we saw yesterday in the game, someone has to build all the armor. Like Varangard need all their armor building. Chaos Knights, Chaos Warriors, they need their armor putting together, and crafting. And they never show us the crafters. Yeah, this is what infuriates me about Games Workshop. They don't respect the craftsmen and the artiste is what it bothers me. And there's somewhere there's some goats working at a forge, forging this armor, and I want to see them as miniatures.
Okay. Oh, Rob, you're completely throwing me off because this armor looks ramshackle. I mean, it's all chipped. They haven't maintained it at all.
They're not very good. I'm not saying they're
Well-
like the best armor smiths in the world, but someone's done a good job on it.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they're done such a good job, then why are Beasts of Chaos such a bad army? And why don't they do better?
I think in that situation, you're actually blaming the tools and not the person using the tools, or the goat. In fact, you're assuming that the goats can wield them well. Is all I'm going to say. But it reminds me of nunchucks. You know, give nunchucks to someone who knows how to use them. Deadly. Give nunchucks to me and you, bud. We're going to end up with sore heads and probably some bust up knackers at some point. So.
You're absolutely correct in that.
So
in fact, I have 2 popsicle sticks tied together with a string, and I still managed to injure myself.
Apparently, Beastmen 7 Faces reckons that Beastmen steal their gear, which is interesting. Just in case you're wondering where we are in the game, hey, Matt Mallow, the hero of Sylvaneth and the best Sylvaneth player in 2021. I'm calling it. Yeah, no one's allowed to disagree with me.
Okay.
That's how this works. You can, bud. Only you, though.
All right, good. I was wondering about that. It's going to make for a very boring broadcast. It's like, this is what I think, bud. Yeah, I agree, Rob.
All right, so everyone wants to know what's happening in the game, even though we're all narrative gamers. So the big stabbers have gone in, and as you can see, they've taken out most of this unit of Bestigor, who are then striking back. We've done 2 wounds into the Great Bray Shaman as well, with the spawn having died, and then this unit of more boys has gone in, and it's killed 2 of these Bestigor as well. So these Bestigor, not super expensive, 100 points. Really, Charlie's army, the major threats, if you're looking at them on the board, obviously the Mega Gargants are their own threat. It's this unit of Bulgor. They're the unit that are going to be able to take out the opposing Mega Gargant. And the Cygor, when unwounded, can do like 4 damage, so he's there, which is nice. I know, right? There are also these other 3 Bulgor as well. One of the major threats, which Charlie plays quite well, obviously, is this Herdstone. It gives out a -1 armor save aura that gets bigger and bigger over time, which is really going to start to affect. Obviously, it affects this objective here, but it's going to affect this center objective, which this Gargant is running into, so it's going to have a 5-up save as opposed to a 4-up save. However, the opposing kind of counterplay is this unit of big stabbers here. They're going to do some really solid work. So there's lots and lots of charges. However, I wouldn't be surprised if this great Bra Shaman. I don't think there is another Bra Shaman.
Yo, Bra, you're gonna die soon.
Yo, Bra. Has Charlie not got the? No, I don't think he has got. Well, so normally he'd sacrifice a bunch of goats into the Herdstone, and then you'd expect to see a chaos. You'd expect to see a Tuskor. You'd expect to see a Tuskor chariot here at the back, summoned some point soon from Charlie. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to see that, but we might, which is going to be super fun. And then what was the? And we just heard that the end of this Bone Splitters turn 1, that Bestigor 2 more ran away. Is that right there, bud?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
2 more ran away from the big unit. Do they throw stuff back when they die?
So when they die on a 4+, you take D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, that's how much they love
awesome.
stabbing. They even stab when they're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love it. They love a good stab. Not as much as Arya Stark, who loves a good stabbing. But these guys also love a good stabbing. And that's the end of Bone Splitters turn 1. And I think they've done pretty good. They've taken out the ugliest model on the board.
Yep. Important.
Super important. And then they've also nearly wounded that Great Bray Shaman, nearly dead. 2 wounds left. Put a major threat in the middle of the board, which is interesting. So Charlie's got to make a decision on what he's going to do there. And then tied up some of these Bestigor units. So lots there available. It's pretty cool. Getting rid of that spawn's really important because he's able to stack command abilities from the spawn. In the everyone says that I'm saying it wrong. So it's the Gavin spawn subfaction.
Did he
Gavin
cast Evolve?
Pardon me?
Sorry, I was.
Yeah, it's okay. So
Uh,
Bud's first time. So what happens is you just have a conversation while Matt talks in your ear, and
all
then
right.
you pretend not to hear it, which is super
Oh,
fun.
okay. So
Because
it's
sometimes he
kind of like
gets
when Tina's talking to a friend and I try and talk to her and she completely ignores me.
exactly that's how we do
Okay.
it. Yeah,
All
yeah. I
right.
mean, sometimes Matt says some really offensive stuff. Like you just
Oh,
kind of have
okay.
to block it out as he's talking. That's what it is. Why are objectives on the map? I mean, do players actually score or are they just kicking? Eric Sorben. Don't forget, it's all about those guys. I mean, there is an actual score. There is an actual battle plan being played. We've seen 6 victory points go to the Bone Splitters, so I'm just going to quickly update that on my overlay. So, I mean, it's important.
And
Oh,
look,
nice. Yeah. So they've Bud. One of the special rules is obviously to destroy a piece of terrain as well. That gets you a Gargant goal.
oh, how many do you have to smash to get points?
So the Gargant goals are important. We talked about these a little bit before, but I'm
All
going to
right.
quickly show them on the screen for everyone again. There they are, the Gargant goals. There's a whole bunch available. I'm probably going to make this a link in a minute so you guys can see. But you get special points if you've got Gargants do stuff. And this Gatebreaker has smashed this piece of central terrain, the deadly terrain. Is that correct? Oh, he removed one of its attributes because if you look, in this match, all of the terrain has got 2 attributes. So 2 attributes, and then if you run up to it and smash it, so you're able to smash it, and then you get a point of your Gargant goal, turning it into rubble, which I think is lovely. So it's super fun. I'm enjoying this loads. Right,
Look,
so Beast of Chaos, they're in. Bud, if you were a
but
Beast of Chaos player.
like look at how these Savage Orcs or Bone Splitters were able to just get all the way across the map. They just pinned him in, and now they're good. Now the Beast of Chaos, like they got to fight their way out. They got to get through all these stabas to get to the good stuff, which is the Mega Gargant back there.
Oh, yeah, they have. Right, now, but don't forget, this is only one battle happening in the realm of beasts, which is infinitely massive and could be full of Gargants for literally days, and could be even on the back of a Gargant, we don't know, or in the pants of a Gargant. The story is never ending. However, one man who does know what is going to be happening right now is the man who's organised this event and has organised and is going to be updating us with what's happening at all the other matches between all the other Mega Gargant players. His name's Owen Jackson. He's lovely, he's brilliant, and he's going to tell us right now what's been happening at the rest of the event. Over to you, Owen.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Bud. Nice one, boys. So we're breaching new ground here, aren't we, with this tournament? Not reporting on all the filth that's been thrown around the table, but all the legends. So what I thought I might do, as just to give you to set the scene even more, is I thought I might read you the little bit of narrative for the event, just so you're all kind of a little bit more informed and you kind of know the vibe of what's going on. So I'm going to read you the narrative page from my event pack. So buckle up, it's a bit of story time, always fun. So, as the ripples of the necroquake spread across all of the mortal realms, it was in the realm of Ghur that the mightiest upheaval was felt. The volatile lands of the realm of the beasts were ripped and riven asunder. Mountains split, volcanoes exploded, rivers burst their banks. This wild landscape was changed forever. Many of the historic trading routes were now impassable, and the seasonal crops had been decimated by Nagash's necromantic event. This tribal land and its inhabitants would never be the same again. The armies of death ride in force upon the great arcane wave, bringing terror and tyranny with them. Raiders from the green-skinned tribes run amok. Ravenous ogres smell an opportunity to feast on the sorrow of many, and the influence and worship of the chaos gods spreads like the cracked and splintered earth that typifies this realm. Desperate to protect their people, every city, township, and settlement has brought together a militia force to defend themselves and their lands. Despite the turbulence that has beset Ghur, there is one resource that is still rich and abundant. Mercenary Mega Gargants! These monstrous one-man armies love any opportunity to wage war and get into the fight, for the theatre of battle is where they are most at home. So muster your forces, for now is the time to protect all that you hold dear. There we go. So that's the little bit of narrative. That was a lot of fun researching that. So yeah, all the players have taken that on board. They've all got a mercenary Mega Gargant in their army. They're not allowed to take named characters. They're only allowed to take 2 of every war scroll, so no spam. So it's kind of supposed to be like a militia sort of force, and they're all fighting each other across Ghur. So a couple of things to note. Ghur is great for monsters because you can use the Feral Roar command ability, which allows your monster to fight on top bracket, because you love, the Mega Gargants don't like being bracketed. And also you've got Wild Form, which is +2 to run and charge as a spell. So it allows those Megas to get in. And yeah, all the players have taken it on board. We've got 30 players today. So we've got 15 games going on. It's a very different meta to Hammer Time 7 yesterday. Obviously, there's lots of destruction because they're obviously, destruction and Ghur kind of go hand in hand. So we've got the most heavily represented armies are Bone Splitters, Iron Jaws, and Ogres. So if you like destruction, you're in for a good day's Warhammer. And then, yeah, looking across, I didn't think I'm not going to report back like who's winning. I just thought I'd give you some of the characters that are around today. So I've picked out some of the top Mega Gargants that are going to be rampaging around the tables. So there's a Fire Slayer's Mega Gargant called Ghur Digger. There's Skinkzilla. There's a Seraphon army with a skink the size of a Mega Gargant, which I think if you know what happened yesterday at Hammer Time 7, there would be nothing in the mortal realms that is more scary than a fucking huge skink with a blowpipe the size of a log. So yeah, look out for Skinkzilla. He's around. There's a giant tree lord, still only 12 wounds on a 3-up save, but no, there's a giant tree lord called the BF Tree, MJ Pegasus, love you very much. And there's Lapis Stonebreaker von Stein, an undead vampiric soul-blight Mega Gargant who's rampaging around trying to get as much blood as he can. So yeah, anyway, there we go. A slightly random roving reporter report from me. But yeah, that just sort of sets the tone a little bit more. And I'll pass you back to Bud and Rob in the booth, who can show you what's going on with this battle between Colonel Cabbage and Noah. Back to the boys.
Well, what a lovely fella. And so good to hear some of those. Got my creative hobby juices flowing, that did. Owen himself working super hard to mend the rift between me and Mega Gargants, and at the same time put the stonks on the Mega Gargants through the roof, to the moon, some would say. So I'm very excited to see this story. And ultimately, I think this event is such a great idea, Bud. What do you think?
Oh, like I know of just even talking to a couple of guys who were in the tournament today, like Dayton. Like as soon as Dayton heard about this, he was all in. Like I don't know, it's a fabulous idea. Like, let's leave all our Archaons and Croaks and let's leave those dudes at home. Let's bring the other models out and let's all use a Mega Gargant because you can. It's TTS. We don't have to go and buy and paint one. We can just do it like this. So this is it's a fabulous idea. Like as soon as I read the pack, I'm like, Owen, you're a genius.
Keep going,
right.
Bud.
And yeah, like Owen, man, you're a genius for like this pack. I love it. I love the whole idea around this.
It's super fun. I like no-name characters, so you can name your own characters. I think that's great. Now, let me just catch everyone up what's happening in the chat. If you've just joined us, we're seeing Beasts of Chaos. Here we go. Beasts of Chaos up against Bone Splitters. There's both of their Mega Gargants. Big Steve is that Gatebreaker down there, and Gorak over there is the Mega Gorgon. So it seems that basically Games Workshop put himself in a bit of an issue here, is that the competitive and narrative scene seem excited about the idea of putting the word mega in front of anything. I would like ideas in the chat of what the best mega insert Age of Sigmar unit could be. I got to say Mega Chaos Dwarf obviously makes me smile, but I don't know that then he would be a dwarf. It's confusing. I'm confused. So yeah, we've got a beast we've got a Beast of Chaos list at the at the top, as you guys can see, and then we have that Bone Splitters force. The Bone Splitters force mainly is focused around those 2 units of 2 units of 6 big stabbers. The Beast of Chaos force, the main threats that we're seeing here, obviously, is this big unit of 6 Gorgons. They're pretty, not Gorgons, sorry, Bulgur. They're pretty strong. There is a Cygor over here as well. He's a bit thin on the ground, but ignore that. But the big news, turn 1, as you can see, they ran over, the Bone Splitters ran over, and then a unit of big stabbers went wild, almost killing the Great Bray Shaman, and, of course, killing the ugly spawn which we're against. But, shock horror, in the first turn for the Beasts of Chaos, Bud, I'm livid. And if I was a Bone Splitter, I'd be livid. They've resummoned another ugly spawn.
Yeah, Captain Fugly. He's back.
He is back. This Mega Gargant is going to be furious that he is back on the board, right?
And maybe this is a ploy by the Beast of Chaos. It's like, we know how much this Captain Fugly triggers everyone else, and we're just gonna keep bringing them back. And these Bone Splitters are gonna get so mad they're not even gonna be able to think straight. As if they couldn't think straight as it was, they're just gonna be even more unhinged and completely take away any strategic thought they had.
They are going to be furious. That is all I can think right now. They're not going to play the game properly at all. This unit of more boys, probably in a rough spot. I saw it put in the chat earlier, very clever of the Bone Splitters force to come against the Beast of Chaos force. If you don't have an armor save, then no one can really reduce your armor save down, which is a clever little counterplay against the Herdstone, because it has been causing issues around the Mortal Realms for quite a few years, that Herdstone. In that no one's used it is probably the main issue.
I thought it was going to be it wasn't pointed right, but not enough people used it, so they didn't have data on it.
Right, okay, so here's why that spawn is so important. The spawn has spent 3 command points here to give the Bulgur here 6...
the Doom Bull.
The Doom Bull here, Big Chopper, 3 extra attacks, which you could also do onto those Bulgur at any point. So he's now got 3 extra attacks, and he is going to absolutely smash through these big stabbers, because big stabbers love stabbing, but Bulgurs love chopping. And I don't know if they're... Bud, do you know which is stronger, chopping or stabbing?
I am going to say chopping is easier because you have the natural weight of the weapon helping propel it, whereas like stabbing, you have to put a lot of force in behind it to try and get that stab. So I think chopping's a lot stronger, but I respect the big stabbers more for the weapons that they have chosen.
It's true. It's true. They. I also feel like that they live or die by the nature of the stabbing. I feel like smashing is only a kind of like side project for the bull. Oh god, he's not called a Bulgur, is he? What's he called? Doom Bull. Okay, so we've just heard the Doom Bull though. The big stabbers. They went over. They killed some Bestigor, and they did. They went over, they did some damage to, as you know, this Bray Shaman who was here. It did some pretty solid damage, but really I don't think they necessarily lived up to the name of like being big stabbers. However, the Doom Bull is actually pretty good at chopping, Bud.
Yes. When you have big pieces of wood holding it in front of an axe, I think the axe is going to be able to chop the wood every time.
Yeah, he did 27 damage to the big stabbers. 27. They actually ignored 7 of them, so they only took 20 damage. But my goodness, this man is a quality chopper. I would get him right on towards some, like, I'd send him at some trees right now. I'd be like, you guys, like, imagine how much money this guy made logging.
He needs to he needs to be in like the Lumberjack Olympics, which is a true thing. Which is a real thing. So he did such a good job at chopping the spears. he did such a good job at chopping the spears that they weren't able to throw back any of them. He's like, "You're not throwing that at me." Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop.
chop, 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 chop. Yeah, he has chopped significantly. I'm very happy with how much damage he did. And those stabbers are gone, and they're not cheap. That was 300 points of big stabber. So, and they were one of the major threats pushing towards obviously the Mega Gargant. So, not sure what's going to happen now ultimately. The Star of Chopped. So the Maw Boys are currently fighting in with this unit of, and they've just done six damage to the Bulgars actually. So
Wow.
not bad. I mean, they're orcs at the end of the day. They're naked. They're mental. They cover themselves in paint and think that will protect them, which is
that's a standard weekend for me.
It is the standard weekend for you. That's why Twitch chat, you need to keep Bud in line. He might get a bit too fruity on the show today, so just make sure he keeps it in line. Don't forget, this is only the first game of 3 that we're covering today, so it's going to be super fun.
I'm guessing the big stabbers here had the lighter spears, and then these guys had the heavier, more important damaging spears, and that's why they're back there. They literally couldn't move as fast as these ones.
It's true. There is another unit of 6 big stabbers, and of course that Mega Gargant Gatebreaker, who's going to do a pretty solid average amount of damage. Ooh, okay. So the Maw Boys took 5 damage back. Not that good actually. Not too scary. Not forgetting that they hit on 4s. They've only got 2 attacks each. So one of the kind of like techniques that you could do to make this Bulgar unit stronger is use the Gav spawn or Gavin spawn. I'm going to make sure I say that right all day. Just to I don't know who I was winding up early, but it was someone. The Gavin spawn command ability, so that you could give them the extra attacks. They could do some really, really solid damage, but the main issue is that hitting on 4s. So they're big. They're very much, mini. They have that Mega Gargant profile. Games Workshop and the rules designers very much set on the idea that if you're strong, then you don't hit very well. But weirdly, you also don't do a lot of damage. It's kind of like a unique kind of set of rules, ultimately. You swing a massive club, you hit on a 4, but ultimately, you do damage 1 or 2. You swing a giant axe, you do damage, you hit on a 4, and you do damage kind of like, whatever, 2? 2's fine? I think that's right.
Hit somebody with a little dart. Oh, that's a mortal wound.
Yeah. That's a mortal wound that will puncture any armor. Okay, so we've just seen the Maw Boy as run here, so that's pretty important, and then we're going to be going into a priority. We're just double checking here. Not forgetting that this Mega Gargant is, because he's not in his the Mega Gargant Allegiance, he's not going to count as 40 models, he's just going to count as one really big model. So priority roll now. Bud, who do you want to take it?
I want someone who's actually going to move their Mega Gargant and do something with them. That's who I want to take the turn.
So don't forget. So Hammer Time 7 is over. If you guys enjoyed Hammer Time 7 yesterday, the top 8 are going through to an event on the 20th of February, which we will be covering. So that'll be when this is the narrative event, the Titans of Ghur, and it's super, super fun. Did this go to Beta Chaos? Is that what we just heard, Table Boss? Bone Splitters have taken the turn. Are we going to see more big stabbers, Bud? That's the real question. What do you think?
Well, Rob, you're missing the point of the event, which is Titans of Ghur, not big stabbers of Ghur.
It's a good point, Bud. Please continue on with that train of thought.
I would like this Gatebreaker to come here and jump around, and smear these Bestigors, grab one, squeeze it till its head pops off.
Pops right off.
Yep, pop it off, and I would also like him to try and throw a stone at this Chaos Spawn at Captain Fugly, just because it's fun.
Well, at this point, we all don't want the Spawn to live. I don't think there's anyone in the chat who's pro the Spawn. Chat, let me know, please, if you're pro the Spawn.
Just competitive players.
Yeah, it's just competitive players. Don't forget, we are a narrative channel, and we only ever will be from now on. So... We hate the spawn. Good. Kill the ugliest. That's it, Gabberwocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you, bud. It is about the Mega Gargants. Child being a bit cautious with his Mega Gargant, but don't forget the Gargant goals. If you guys haven't seen the Gargant goals available, I'm just going to quickly show you again. There are the Gargant goals. One of the dangerous Gargant goals in the bottom right-hand corner is if your Mega Gargant dies. So one of the Gargant goals, obviously, that they're going to be aiming for as well is finish a battle with your Mega Gargant on 18 plus wounds. I feel like that's a fairly easy one to achieve. I'm not sure. Ultimately, though, he's going to have to get stuck in because he... Oh. Because he's going to... Oh, don't worry about that, everyone. That's fine. It's fine. It's just doing a reset. Oh, okay. So the Big Stabber unit have just been given +1 to hit and +1 save. I'm not saying they're going in, but that's a bit of a telegraph. It's a bit of a signal.
That would be a big brain play if you didn't.
Oh, okay. So this Mega Gargant here has smashed the next piece of terrain. So there's a Gargant goal for using Gatebreakers to smash 5. That's right, 5 pieces of terrain over the course of the tournament. It's a 3-game tournament, and he's looking to smash it. It's called Like a Bull in a China Shop. It smashed down 10 or more pieces of terrain during the Gatebreaker smashdown ability during the tournament. So he's going to have to average 3 or 4 per match to get those 15 points. That's going to be super important. Hey, bud.
6, 7, sorry, 8. Yeah, to do 10. So assuming your Mega Gargant is alive for every round of this tournament, that means 2/3 of the turns you're having to like destroy some piece of terrain. And for every turn he's dead, that's like that raises that percentage. So we're looking at 66% of the time you're having to knock over terrain. Let's say you die in turn 4 every round. Now we're looking at like an 83% of the time you have to get rid of terrain. That's a lot.
It's a lot, right? You're gonna have to work really hard to get this done. So we'll see if it does. But they're both keen to smash terrain. We've already seen this piece of terrain smashed, and then this terrain piece smashed. So there's lots of terrain being smashed. It's a bit of a shame we can't change it in the game, but that's fine. Like, can't delete the terrain. That'd be so funny. This is gone now.
I remove you. You have been erased.
It all goes. So as you can see here, the Maul Boys are moving up. It is Bone Splitter's turn number 2 is what we're on. We've seen all of the Big Stabbers have got the buffs. The real question is are they hunting that Bray Shaman who has now got 2 wounds left? Is that what we're here? He's being guarded by this unit of Bulgor and this Doom Bull. They are guarding him. Or is it going to go over and try and deal with this this unit of terrifying Bulgor that we saw earlier? Or even Smasher Von Doom Bull? So many options for the Big Stabbers to go for, which they must be over the moon about. Right, bud?
Is that his actual name, Smasher Von Doom Bull, or did you make that up?
That's his new name.
Okay.
We're crafting stories here, bud. We can do what we like. That's the point. It's a narrative event. We just tell tales tall as time. It's said that Smasher Von Doomball actually developed his ability to chop and smash because he, as a small Ghur, before he grew up into a Doomball.
Bulgor, okay.
Yeah, he was sentenced by a Bray Shaman to over 100 years of wood chopping for a fire. For a what is this called? Whatever this thing's called, a herdstone.
A herdstone.
You know how the herdstone's always got the fire going. Someone needs to chop the wood for it, and this and Smasher, he had to do it for over 100 years. For 100 years, yeah. He's 100 years old.
Do you know what these Ungors are saying?
What?
They're saying, "Hey, did you start the fire? Hey, did you start the fire? I didn't start the fire. Did you start the fire?" But they didn't start the fire.
None of them started the fire, and they're like, why are we so close to this fire? Because we've just seen 3 lads thrown on that fire. Maybe we should leave the fire area. Yeah, it's not safe. Health and safety need to get towards this. OSHA would have a real issue with this entire part of the board, I'd say.
Oh, would you look? They go and get up close. Would you look at that? He just got thrown right in. And then as he's standing close, somebody else just pushes him in.
The 3 Ghur get thrown in the fire. The 7 Ghur behind him are like, why are we here? It's like, you're in trouble, goat men.
Ungurs are so dumb.
They are dumb. Right, so we're seeing some more aggressive plays by the Beasts of Chaos. By the Bone Splitters. We're seeing the Savage Boar Boys. They're making a forward movement with the Big Stabbers set up behind, potentially to attack over the top here. So there's some options there. The Gatebreaker, Bud, I know you're keen on the Gargants doing all the work. Finally in the fight.
Yes, get him there. If that Mega Gargant is not in combat in turn 2, I'm getting up and I'm going, Rob. Sorry. You're going to have to get someone else in here. Someone who knows what they're talking about. So I guess not James or Speckles or those guys. Maybe Nathan's available. He knows something about how to play Warhammer.
That's some quality shade as you commentated. I appreciate it loads. But the Mega Gargant, I think, is going to charge into these Ghur, which is going to be fine. But he is then going to be on, unfortunately, the receiving end.
He's got 35 wounds.
He's on a 4-up save, which is actually going to... Heartbreak. Heartbreak.
No.
So the Mega Gargant, maybe he can't see the ugly spawn yet, so he doesn't know he exists. The Bray Shaman, though, he tried to launch a rock into his eyeballs, but he missed. And to be fair, that's a tough shot, right? I think it's a bit of a curveball for you baseball fans out there. It's a bit of a knuckleball he would have had to hit to have got around that bit of rock, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if we stay with the Super Bowl theme, he'd have to have a bit of touch. He'd have to bit of a lob over top of that rock and past the defender here to make it to the receiver, which was supposed to be the Great Bray Shaman. But just like Jimmy Garoppolo last year couldn't hit Emmanuel Sanders on his deep pass, the Mega Gargant just tossed it over Emmanuel Sanders' head, and the Chiefs win, and everybody's happy.
Football is all I'm going to say. Can we just say, though, the Mega Gargant changed? The Mega Gargant changed, and did it do, Table Boss, one of the Gargant goals is obviously to hit flat 6 mortal wounds on the charge. We saw a 5 and a 6. I don't know if we got it. Did we get that? We did. We did. Oh, a Gargant goal has been achieved. That is good. That is the Gargant goal, which is when you do charge with the Gargant, it's called Coming In Hot. It deals 6 mortal wounds to a unit with the crushing charge ability when the Mega Gargant completes a charge. So that has been achieved there by Noah with his Bone Splitter Mega Gargant. He's done it. Well done. Super happy about that. And the Big Slabbers have also... Oh my god. Not only are they near the fire, a 10-inch charge, they're near the fire, but they have gone straight into the Ungor. So there were 3 Bestigor screening this gap, but apparently they died to deadly terrain earlier.
3?
That doesn't make any sense, right?
What?
Like, goats are so good at climbing mountains.
It's what they do.
That's what they do. They climb mountains, they give really weird tasting milk, yeah? And other than that, they make odd kind of like adult fantasy literature when combined with women. Like, it's just a weird kind of like 18th century narrative writers were like obsessed with goat men and women. It was a weird time.
If it wasn't for goats, every area with a bridge would be overrun with trolls. Because the trolls would try crossing the bridge. If there were no goats there, the trolls would just get across the bridge and we'd all be dead.
That's the deep lore. It's a great reference, man.
Oh, much respect to the goats.
Yeah, they do a lot for humanity. They're like bees. Bees and the goats.
Lactose intolerant people, I mean, if they didn't have goat's milk, where would the world be?
Pea milk.
They'd be angry vegan
milk.
people.
It's so tasty.
That's why I said angry vegan people.
Right, so we've also seen a charge come in from the Savage Boar Boys. They're in like Flynn. They rolled a 10. Hello, Hawkeye. Hello, everyone in the chat for joining us. Don't forget, this isn't quite the match play adventure of your dreams. This is obviously a fun narrative match play event, whatever that's called, with the inclusion of a Mega Gargant. There's a story. It's super sweet. I could definitely see myself attending an event like this, bud. Don't know about you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A chance to I would just bring my regular list because then it would be about what everyone else's list would be. So I'd bring my competitive list, which would be everyone else's fun narrative list, and I would do just fine at a tournament like this.
So the Boar Boys are going first. So they have charged in, looking to clear out this one goat. And also, I feel Scream, potentially. Although that big chopper, as discussed, over 100 years of chopping power behind him, is eyeballing this Mega Gargant very fiercely, right?
He's giving him the old, pointing at his eyes and then pointing back at the Mega Gargant's eyes. I see you. I see you. So here's the thing. You don't want your Savage Boar Boys to kill the Bestigor, because then your Mega Gargant can't kill the Bestigor. And the whole point is the Mega Gargant killing things. So I'm stuck on that.
It's all he's meant to do, right?
Yeah. And it's really like you're taking, I have one job. I'm supposed to kill stuff. Why are you killing stuff that's right in front of me when I'm supposed to kill it? That's what the Mega Gargant, the Gatebreaker, is saying right now.
Do me some goodness. But he's doing none of it. Right, so then we need this. Can we talk about the fact that this Mega Gorgon's a bit of a coward, right?
I think he said that they killed the center Bestigor.
They killed a Bulgor. Yeah,
okay.
Ignore that. This, as you can see, these Savage Boar Boys, they've killed another Bulgor. Only 4 Bulgors left. They didn't wound or even kill the Bestigor, so that Bestigor is going to take the full rage and might of Big Steve, the Mega Gargant.
So he needs to do his jump around attack first.
He does. He does need to do his jump around attack, because that's a Gargant goal, right? Jump around and stamp on as many dudes as you can.
Yeah. I mean, he might get one. Well, he'll only get one and only have 29 to go for the rest of the tournament to get that goal. You basically need a big, a 40 unit of grots with no netters. I think that would be ideal.
Yeah, I agree. That's what he would do. That would hold him up. I mean, netters plus Geminades would mean stop and make Gargant in his tracks, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here for match play business. Yeah, no. I'm on the narrative bint, and it's super
that's
fun.
I said without netters.
Yeah, with oot.
Yeah, with oot.
With oot.
Yeah, so you get them without the netters, and then you can go in there and then stomp around like a moose in a marsh. That's right,
Moose in a marsh. Perfect. That's what I want. The other thing that we're seeing here, these big stabbers might be able to punch into the other Doom Ball. He's known as Notorious BIF, the big idiot fool, which is not
intimidating
nice.
Something.
Fella? Big intimidating fella?
Oh, yeah, okay, that works.
Yeah,
I had another word in my head, but I didn't say it.
Look at this big, intimidating fella. So look, those big stabbers. Which, can we just talk about the fact that Joe and Noah Singh he's pretty cavalier with his big stabbers. No protection of the big stabbers, just throw them. He's like a dart player. He's just like wanging them.
Yeah.
Right, so 3 of the big stabbers of the 6 are going into the Ungor. Probably not long for this world, but then they probably weren't long for this world anyway. And then the other 3 are going straight into the big intimidating fella that is this Bulgor. We don't know if he's going to die. He could. They've got some pretty great attacks, and I'm very excited to see them enact this battle. Okay, so the Ungor have gone down. How do you fancy big, intimidating fella's chances there, bud?
Well, I'm just saying again, like KG Noah, we might think it's being reckless and cavalier, but look at the work these stabbers are going to do. They're going to kill that guy. He's dead.
Or you think he's going to die?
Oh, yeah, he's no big chopper. He's big dead.
Intimidating fella.
He's big dead guy. Oh no!
Wow!
Oh no!
So the attack profile he was facing was 9 attacks, 3s and 3s, Ren 2 D3 damage, and they did no damage. They did quite badly on the damage. So he took almost no wounds. I've heard.
I'd like to say Noah's pretty cavalier with his stabbers. I'm surprised he ran them in like that. Maybe that wasn't a great call.
I mean, there was a big play. Like, he was clearly just going for the threats, and ultimately, even these Boar boys haven't had a terrible time against these Bulgur, sorry. He has thrown away like his most important units though, which are those big stabbers. Go on, Biff, you big gorgeous tank, says Dwarf Penguin. Loads of people on Biff's side, actually. A lot of people on Biff's side this round. Bud.
Well, there are people who know what they're talking about, and then there's the chat.
Right, so the Bulgur killed no Boar boys, so they're held up in that combat. And then so a lot of people loving that. So then there's 3 more Bulgur that could pile in, but of course that big chopper could also go into the big stabbers as well. Last time we saw with +3 attacks, we saw a Doom Ball do 27 damage, which is enough to kill these poor big stabbers who've only got. I mean, they've got 4 wounds each. 4 wounds each, so it's not bad. It's not bad. That unit is. Right, so the Bestigor is tanking the Mega Gargant. Apparently, so far he's got 1 Bestigor versus a Mega Gargant. Yeah, I mean, he's doing pretty well. Let's look at this, Bud. How do you feel about the Mega Gargant's chances of killing 1 Bestigor?
Well, I'm gonna say fairly better than average. Fairly better than average, sir. He's dead.
Yes.
He gone.
Well, he's gone. He just took 18 damage. He just took 18 damage from that.
Yeah.
So he didn't tank it particularly well at all, which is a bit of a sad time, ultimately.
Now, was that on which attack was it that took out the Bestigor, Mr. Table Boss, sir?
We will find out. I imagine it was the flail. So we're hearing that the Death Grip missed, the flail, the Death Grip missed, the Stomp was saved, and so it was the flail that you had to use to take it out. Don't forget, there's some Gargant goals. You want to jump up and down on some models. That's a Gargant goal. Also, crush someone in a Death Grip. Another Gargant goal.
I think it's got to be crush a hero.
Is it crush a hero?
Yeah, you have to kill an enemy hero.
Ooh, that is harder to do.
But it's only one. It's only 1 to get 5 points.
Ooh, okay, that's a good Gargant goal. Also kill someone with an artifact as well, so he's going to be cruising towards those guys. But the Gargants have got no fear, and the Doom Balls are going to be piling and attacking again right now, which is definitely going to be good. And they're going to potentially take out these. I mean, they've fought here, so the Ball Boys are safe, and they aren't going to be attacking over here. Oh, okay, so the Bulgur haven't attacked yet, so the Bulgur are going to go in. And because the big intimidating fellow was within 3 inches to get attacked by the big stabbers, it means he is going to pile in there, bud, and he is going to get to swing this combat phase, which is pretty good.
We've already seen what axes do against choppers do against stabbers, so I don't think this will be very good.
We'll see. Doomball has got with his the Doomball with his Slaughterer's axe has got 3 attacks. They hit on 3s, Wound on 3s. Rend 2, 3 damage.
Oh.
So not...
They're not boar boys anymore. They're bye boys.
Yeah, the bye boys. So the boar boys have died. So the Borgor swung in. They did 19 damage and took out all of those boar boys. It's looking a little bit thin on the ground for the Bone Splitters. They have a cavalcade of characters at the back. They obviously have this unit of more boys here and another Savage Big Boss. And then they've got this unit of Big Stabbers, and that's it. Most of their threats are gone. We still got the BIF. He's going to go in and potentially chop himself some fellas up, right?
Oh yeah. He's gonna make some kindling for the fire because they need to get that herdstone going, get going again. He needs wood. He sees, those big stabbers have sticks that would be perfect for kindling to make a nice fire.
He does, because there are loads of dead goats around there right now. So he's like, I'm going to throw their bodies right on this fire. And he also has trained. I don't know if he's trained for 100 years. I think he trained for a few years at the Academy of chopping firewood for the herdstone. But it's part of the narrative now. Which
do you think big stabbers would use like a hardwood, like an oak, or would it be more of like a softwood, like a pine? Like the softwood's more readily available, I think, but the hardwood would definitely be like more tactical.
Sorry,
I don't know. What are you thinking on that?
I get that you're from like a countryside, sort of like a place with nature. I'm from the city, so we don't. I mean, the things that we burn are like police stations, trash we find. That's not. I don't really
burn
know,
barrels.
until you just said that. I didn't know there were different types of wood. Ultimately, I mean, I haven't seen a cow for like 14 years. Okay. But the big intimidating fella did not kill any. He only killed one big stabber. Ooh,
yeah, take the guy that's in the middle of the rock there.
Yeah, I do wonder. I do wonder if he's going to stay. If he's going to stay.
He can't grab it.
He's going to stay in close combat for any longer than he needs to. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But maybe he will.
So this goes back to my belief that the first big stabber unit had lighter spears, so they must have used softwood that came in and that was easily chopped. Whereas these big stabbers that are still alive here, they definitely had a hardwood, which meant that they were harder to chop, and that's why only one of them died, as opposed to the other ones.
Oh, okay. And then we're also hearing that the death of the big stabber caused the mortal wound the spear to be thrown upon death and caused D3 mortal wounds, and it was a flat 3. So we're going to see some wounds in there. Oh, I wouldn't say it's very tense because I feel like there's a lot. We might see Big Steve. I feel like is up for a kick-in now. Bud, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I think this turn roll is going to be huge.
Well, I mean, Beast of Chaos have got their whole turn to go right now.
Oh, that's right. Rob, you're so smart. That's why you're the one. That's why you're the one that's in charge, and I'm the one in my basement. We're all in our basements, aren't we?
Hey, dude, our day, love you. I hope you're well. And Twitch chat, I hope you're well as well. We had no idea what today's going to be like. It's just meant to be fun. So if you guys got any crazy stories or fun you want to talk about, any odd suggestions for what the guys in this match are going to be doing, I'd love to hear it, obviously, because it's just fun. Bud's joined us. Matt's our table boss. It's super fun. We've got Joa, Noah Singh, who is playing as the Bone Splitters, sorry. And then, of course, we've got Colonel Cabbage playing with his Beasts of Chaos.
I'm so upset that this Mega Gargant hasn't moved the Beasts of Chaos Mega Gargant.
He hasn't moved at all. Well, here's his turn. He's only had a turn so far, right? So, is the Mega Gorgon finally going to get involved in this fight? He can't keep dallying around like he has been doing. Yeah, he's been doing nothing. We've been pretty unimpressed with him, right, so far, bud?
Yeah. No, I'm very unimpressed. I'm just thinking for Owen, the next time he runs this event, minus points. If your Mega Gargant doesn't move during the turn, that's minus 1 point on your tournament score.
Yeah, you'll constantly be moving. So I don't imagine they're very sedentary, are they, Mega Gargants?
No, I don't think they move much either. Or I don't think they stand around much either.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think they do that.
Sorry, I had a really great joke and I just ruined it.
That was a good joke, though. I liked it.
That was it, channeling my inner Jacob Barry there.
What, ruining your own jokes? That works.
That's
works.
right.
Big shout out to the Rage of Sigmar podcast. If anyone would like to download and listen to that on their way to work or to annoy friends or family.
That's right. Yeah, if you have annoying family that is hanging around, just start playing the podcast, and they'll be sure to leave.
They will. They will. And if they stay, you've got some weirdos. So we're just hearing now. We're in the hero phase for Beasts of Chaos. This is the important point. And what? So he's got Savage Dominion off. Oh, he didn't get Savage Dominion off. I think the whole game plan has been for Colonel Cabbage has been to get Savage Dominion off. It's been the thing he's been most excited about. Hey there, bud.
Can you remind us what Savage Dominion does, Rob?
Sure. I was actually kind of vamping a little bit as I quickly was going to look it up.
Oh, sorry, because I was vamping depending on you knowing what it did. I know Devolve. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite Great Bray Shaman spell, but I'm not familiar because I use it in a Zinch army. I'm not familiar with Great Bray Shaman in a actual Beast of Chaos because nobody runs Beast of Chaos.
Some people do, and they're all weird, but they're all brilliant, obviously, as well. So, Savage Dominion, of course, as I know, is cast on a 5, and you pick an enemy monster, and you beat their bravery on 2d6, and then they move to the closest model, pick an enemy within 1 inch of it, and roll a number of dice equal to the monster's wound characteristic. On a 4+, the enemy takes a mortal wound. So that's what you can do. So you can basically move around Mega Gargants, and Mega Gargants aren't very brave. You've got to roll above it on 2d6, as we know, and I love how badly formatted the Azirap is. So when you're searching for Mega Gargant, you have to know that it's got like the hyphen in, otherwise it won't find it for you. But they're only bravery 7. So you can do a great little trick of dragging a Mega Gargant towards you and then duffing it up. But Bud, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the Mega Gorgon, as well as Big Chopper and the Doom Balls have all... No, not Doom Balls, the Gorgons have all moved... Bulgor, sorry. All moved towards this terrifying Mega Gargant here.
Oh, and Captain Fugly's getting in on the action, too.
Oh, he is. The ugly spawn who was smushed to death and then got resummoned out of the warp to come back and threaten this Mega Gargant. It's pretty scary. And then he's going to be looking to do his extra attacks. Colonel Cabbage sat on 3 command points. So he's going to be able to give Big Chopper an additional 3 attacks in his profile. Do you think that that's going to be enough to take down this Mega Gargant, Bud?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. 35 wounds on a 4-up save. Oh, interesting. So we're just checking what the Mega Gargant, I think is wholly within range of the Herdstone as well. So we just need to check that. But I'm pretty certain
I don't think he would... The Mega Gargant won't benefit from that, though, because of the special rules.
No, but he still will, because it's a negative buff, so he will suffer from it.
Oh, sorry.
Which is minus 1 save.
I'm thinking of the other Mega Gargant that's part of the Beast of Chaos.
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, Rob. I listen to you sometimes, once in a while.
Good work. All right, listen. The notorious BIF ran away from the Stabbers, so we've still got these charges to come and then some combats. But that's still going to take several minutes to happen, which is fine because this is only one battle of several colossal battles. You could say huge encounters are happening all around the Mortal Realms.
Huge.
Yeah, and a massive part of the Age of Sigmar community, and a giant, lovely fella. Is Owen Jackson. He's going to be telling us what's happening at the rest of this massive event. Over to Owen right now.
You're so on brand, Rob, and I love you for it. You're a mega dude, let's say. Whew! So I've been bopping around the tables a little bit. Seems to be a bit of a split with players. Some of them are just throwing it all into the middle of the board, very much like they are supposed to be doing, and some of them are just standing on opposite sides of the board, just eyeballing each other, waiting for an opportunity to go in and not die straight away. So yeah, I've had a little look around the tables. Table one, not much going on. There has been a lot of death, but that's all come down to a smashback called Janice, rather than a Mega Gargant. So yeah, there's been a lot of death on that table, but unfortunately no Mega Gargant action. On table two, Dayton, part of the All Points. You know him, you love him. He's facing off against Lee Whiteley. So it's Fleshy to Courts versus Ogres. And because Lee brought so many Ogres, then Dayton's managed to score the Beastmaster Gargant goal because he's killed one of those monsters. So Dayton's got some points on the board there. Table three, Alex Tubb, who did really well yesterday at Hammer Time 7. He's managed to score coming in hot as well. So he's got his Mega Gargant on the charge, 6 mortal wounds. So yeah, he's pretty happy against Charles there. Table 5, it's an all-finish affair. So even though we're set in the realm of Ghur, these two guys are fighting out of Finland. So Jukka Heikkinen and Pete Moo. Pete also got coming in hot. So there's a lot of hot charges happening around Ghur. Maybe that wild form spell is really helping. But Jukka's set for Beastmaster because Pete's Mega Gargant's only got 2 wounds left. So we've got some hot Gargant on Gargant action there on table 5. Orcman on table 6, he says that his Mega Gargant is like a bull in a china shop, throwing a terrain and smashing it like a madman. On table 10, we've got another Beastmaster scored. But unfortunately, it's the only one of the rounds so far. There's a player on negative 10 points, and his name's Matt Trown. They're having a lovely time, but he scored Who Hired This Idiot? His Mega Gargant died on turn 1, but he doesn't seem too upset about it. They're having a wonderful time. And then finally, over on table 12, this is Alan Joynes versus Stuart McCowan. They both described their game that the Mega Gargants are stood on opposite sides of the table, scratching their balls and looking at each other. So there's not a huge amount going on over there. But yeah, that's it. I think with that little micro update, I'll let you go back because there's going to be some hot combat happening, I believe, on the main table. So back to the Beasts and the Bone Splitters. It's Roblin and Bud. Cheers.
Welcome back to the battle of Beasts versus Bone Splitters. It's all the bees, the battle of the boys. And Bud and me are here to take you through this battle. We have the Bone Splitters versus the Beasts of Chaos. We're in the Beasts of Chaos turn. This is their turn 2, and we are into the charge phase. We missed a shooting phase attack where we saw another big stabber go down. However, it's all about, Bud, are you excited? This huge battle in the center. As you can see, the Mega Gargant ready and willing to do some battle against this horde. Well, it's 4 Bulgur, but of course, Big Chopper, who has already impressed us so much in previous battles.
Oh, yes. I mean, there's a whole unit of big stabbers that will tell you just how ferocious Captain Big Chopper. No, I can't do Captain. How about Mr. Big Chopper? Because we have Mr. Big chocolate bars in Canada. I don't know if you have them over there.
No,
but Mr. Big Chopper, he can do work. Oh, no.
Wow. Okay, so we're in the charge phase. The Mega Gorgon, who has been so unimpressive for the whole battle. He stood by his rock. He hasn't done a lot. Maybe crying over the loss of his friendly spawn who died in turn 1. Maybe that's why he was inconsolable. And he's continued on with this sad appearance. And he doesn't even want to fight. He's that sad right now, Bud. He doesn't even want to fight. So he rolled a double 1 in his charge. And he's just looking for a new spawn friend, isn't he?
He is. And maybe part of it is he's a gate breaker. Do you see any gates on this map, Rob?
No gates.
Maybe he's the dumb one of the two Mega Gargants. He's like, I don't have any gates to break. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna walk around and follow these guys and see what they're doing, and maybe they can find one for me.
Well, he's a Mega Gorgon at the end of the day. So Gorgon's not the smartest creatures in the mortal realm. So maybe that's the issue. He's an actual Mega Gargant with some sort of agency and mind, and the Mega Gorgon is at best a bit of an idiot. I think is what we've got going on here. So we're into the combat phase. A question being asked about how did the score change to what the score is? Don't forget. That one of the things that you can do is you can score extra points with your Gargants. So the guys have got it as 10-6. That's what they've got the scores as in victory points, and the Gargants will score you an extra bonus point. I think so. Oh wait, have I got this the wrong way around? Yeah, no, I think.
Are they counting the points for the battle points, or are they only counting victory points? Okay, good.
Let's hold on. It's the chat is just pointed out. I've put the score the wrong way around. Thanks, chat. It's early in the morning, and I miss Scrivo desperately doing all of this for me behind the scenes, so I can just pretend like I do all the work, but really it's Scrivo who does all the button pushing. So, big shout out to him, or Tom.
What is he painting also, more Deathwing?
Or Tom, also unbelievably talented. Thanks to Off Penguin, love you, appreciate you. You're all great. So yeah, the +3 attacks, the Gavin spawn has put +3 attacks onto the Bulgur into the Mega Gargant. Is he within, Matt, is he within range of the Herdstone? And if he is wholly within range of that, he's going to be on -1 save, which has put him to a 5-up save. That is going to be pretty scary. He might not even have to be wholly within, just within. So we'll find out. Oh dear me. He's within range of the Herdstone, which means he goes to a 5-up save. And the Bulgur, if they've got the great axes, which they do, are Ren 2. So this Mega Gargant... Oh!
Oh, no!
Doesn't get a save. And he is just...
Oh,
he just took 46 damage. 46 damage from 4 Bulgur. Which is pretty rough. Gargant down, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Gargant down. We've seen him. He battered beef, 100%. Didn't even require Big Chopper to do the work there, bud, eh?
Nope, just a lot of little choppers.
A little lot.
So he's falling over now, and he's gonna.
Does he do D6 mortal wounds, or I forget because I remember
feeling
angry.
D3. Each unit within 3 inches of the point takes D3 mortal wounds.
Within 3 inches, it should be 6 inches, and it should be flat 6 mortal wounds, and I don't care who hears it. Okay. All right, so the Bulgurs took some mortal wounds. Big Chopper took some mortal wounds. Hey, JBM, I hope you're well. R.I.P. to Big Steve. If we can get some Fs in the chat, some emotes in the chat for Big Steve, he had a rough time. The Bulgurs there, just so you know, 4 of them, 2 attacks each, but with the additional 3 attacks per guy, have ended up to having 5 attacks each. They're hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s, Ren 2, 3 damage. However, Colonel Cabbage unleashed the Rage, which is the War Scroll Battalion ability. So I think that gives them that might give them reroll hits or +1 to hit. But that's why you saw so much damage come out of those guys.
It was gross.
It was.
I'm still in shock.
I mean, he did just put the Gargant right there, available to be murdered.
I know. But
so really,
but
you know,
Bulgurs.
the Mega Gorgon. The Mega Gorgon's
Bulgurs.
asking, "Who's the stupid Mega Gargant, really?"
That's right. I may not have a gate, but he's dead.
Wow. So the Big Stabbers have piled in and attacked, and they attacked the Gorgon, and the Gorgon has only got 2 wounds left. He nearly died to the Big Stabbers, which has been kind of the story of the Big Stabbers this game, hey bud? It's just been pile in, charge and almost kill something.
Yeah.
So, and then they've harmed this Bulgor unit as well, but again, not killed the Bulgor unit. They're just about chip damage. Do you think it's because they don't ever want to overly kill something because then they can't keep stabbing?
Yeah, it'd be like, what are we gonna do now? If we kill them all now, what are we gonna do next round? Don't want to get bored because then we just start stabbing each other. So let's keep our enemies around.
So this is the state of the board at the end of turn 2. The points are 10-6 to Beast of Chaos, and they look like they're in the ascendancy. They've got that unit of Bulgor and the big chopper doing pretty well. And they also are set up to potentially go and to crush these war docks and these prophets. There's also a sneaky, I'm pretty certain there he is, that Wurgog prophet. All of them pretty scared because the Mega Gorgon is looking to do his Mega Gargant objectives, his Gargant goals, and a lot of that is going to be to do with killing wizards. If he can kill 5, he'll end up with magical farts. And I think that's one of the things he's really trying to do this game, Bud. What do you think?
I would think that. So if he gets into those wizards, character, so you're killing a character. If any of them has like some artifacts, you're getting an artifact. And then you're getting magical rainbow unicorn farts, which are hilarious coming from a big model.
It's going to be very funny coming out of those Mega Gargants, of course. Most people know if you do eat wizards, then you do end up with magical farts. Which is why David Blaine's wife can't fart in public, which is just a whole different... Right. So the Gorgon only did 3 wounds into the stabbers and killed none of them. Killed none. Sorry, Dad, no. Apologies. And the Bulgor are now going to swing in. This one Bulgor trying to whittle down these big stabbers. They're actually a little bit more survivable, Bud, than I gave them credit for. I thought that they were pretty glass cannon, and I guess they're only fighting Beast of Chaos, so it's not particularly...
It's the hardwood... It's the hardwood spears, Rob. It's the hardwood spears. We've discussed this already.
Well, they're actually Gork Tooth Spears. Massive weapons capable of felling a Star Drake, apparently, but not a Gorgon. So there's another one Big Stabber has gone down, though. Big Stabbers seek to slay the greatest of beasts, even should these daring Uruks be killed. It will hurl their huge spears to bring down their target in a final act of defiance. And so what happened... and with that in mind, Bud, what we've just heard from the Table Boss is, of course, that one Big Stabber has died and has thrown his spear, just like it says here, bring down their target in a final act of defiance. He needed to do 2 mortal wounds, and Bud, how many did he do?
In Low German, we would say, bloß eins. Just one.
Just one. Appreciate that for all of our Low German speakers out there in the chat.
That's right. You're big in the Low German community in Mexico right now, I hear.
That's actually one of my the main sources of my viewership comes from Lower Mexico, if that's right.
Yes, totally.
Right.
I'm thinking of, you know how like a lot of the broadcasts have like a Spanish broadcast, or the NHL has Punjabi for hockey.
Yeah,
we're gonna do Low German for Warhammer.
Please do. I would like that. I'd like the Bud and Tina team. Next time we commentate on a tournament, we'll send you guys out there as our German correspondents.
That's right. She can do all the talking, and I'll say, "What did you say? What did you say?"
So, the big chopper, there he is, our man. He saw another fellow with a big chopper right in front of him, right here. So, the Savage Uruk Big Boss. He has a particularly good chopper, and it seems like there was some jealousy was induced. Big Chopper furious at his existence, and he chopped him, slain him, twained him in half, Bud, I think is the correct term, and he is no more. Yeah, he is gone.
Is that a narrative thing where you start using like big words?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Most of them I don't actually know what they mean. I just read them and just say them out loud.
Do you have one of those word of the day calendars where you try to use a new word every day?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm going to use this on the show today.
Yeah, I might start doing that. That might be my new thing. As if anyone's got a word. Hey to Ziggy in the chat. Oh, wow. Okay. A perfectly cromulent practice. Thanks, Lou Diamonds. Appreciate you. So this unit of more boys are piling in. There's only really this unit of more boys and a cast of characters left against the fury of the Beasts of Chaos. I do wonder, in the realm of beasts, who is more ascendant. This is kind of on point, right? This is the beasts versus the beast hunters that we're seeing, Bud. Do you think it's a constant back and forth, and we never know who's going to win, or do you think the beasts pretty much overrun the place and the beast hunters have got their pick?
Well, Rob, I believe Ghur is a realm. It is eternal war. The war has lasted for 40 millennium. Oh wait, that's the wrong game system. I believe that the war is just continually going. Because do you ever really run out of Bone Splitters or Beasts of Chaos? They're always around. Like, it's like the dust bunnies in the corner. Like, you never get rid of all the dust in your house, no matter how much you're going to dust your house. And that's the same as the realm of Ghur, where there's always going to be Bone Splitters. There's always going to be Beasts of Chaos.
Okay, wow, that's pretty wild. I agree with you, Bud. I think maybe everything is always going to be there, but it's nice. It would be nice to know, like, if there's any sustainability. Like, do the Beasts of Chaos only hunt? Like, do they keep the beasts in check? Right, like they only kill so many so that they don't over farm the mortal realms.
So without ruining the balance of the ecosystem, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it an eternal struggle? Talking about the eternal struggle is the priority role. It's an eternal struggle for us all, and we're just going into turn 3 priority. Anyone could take it.
This is with yesterday. This is on point with yesterday, where it's we're about 2 hours in, and it's end of turn 2.
There's an hour. Yes, they're on time. This is fine.
Okay.
The game's tempo generally tends to it's quicker, turns 3, 4, 5, and there's a lot less to do here. Priority roll won by. Let's find out. Okay, looks like it might go to the Beast of Chaos, and if it does go to the Beast of Chaos, it is going to be pretty much lights out for the Bone Splitters. Oh, the Beast of Chaos rolled a 2.
Oh, no.
And it is a 1 for the Bone Splitters. It's tense, and it looks like Beast of Chaos are going to have a grand old time. They're going to want to absolutely get to those wizards at the back of the board for those Gargant goals there, Bud. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the end. That's the end of the game, Bud. The players have called it. They've said that there's not much the Bone Splitters can do, and they're just going to work out what Gargant goals they would have achieved in this game. So it is a win for Gorak, the Mega Gorgon. Big Steve died, and that is the end of it. Bud, what do you think?
I think Big Steve was going down. He was going timber, and he did kill very much. I did not see enough Mega Garganting in this battle.
In fact, actually, let's talk about the Mega Gargants. Big Steve killed 1 Bestigor.
And took 5 wounds. Didn't he kill some Bestigors with when he hurled a rock or something?
With
the charge, right.
So Big Steve did 1 charge and killed 5 Bestigor and smote another 1 in combat for a total of that's all he did, and then was battered by 4 Bulgor. And then the Gorak, the Mega Gorgon, did 0 anything.
Didn't stood for 1 turn, then he moved 1 turn and failed a 3-inch charge.
Planchette, he didn't even kill the spawn with a boulder. He just threw the rock at the spawn, and then he was killed by the big stabber. It was wild. Look, we're going to come back for me and Bud to talk about this game in a moment. However, we're going to find out what's happening at the rest of the games all around the event. We're going to go over to our man in the field, Mr. Owen Jackson. Over to you, Owen.
Thank you very much. I'm in the field. It's in the realm of beasts.
No, hold on. If you can still hear me, it's completely crapped out and hasn't transferred.
Thanks, Rob. Yep, I am in the field. It's a field in Ghur. There's not much grass. It's just skull and bones and blood. So, yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. It's a very quick little update here. We've got the first result in. So this is table 3. Alex Tubb with a mixed destruction list called Big Bertha's Big Top Bonanza. And he's faced off against a Flesh Eater Courts list, which run by Charles, who has a Mega Gargant called Nodge Sea Drinker. Now, Nodge, he's got a great name, but he hasn't really put in a particularly stellar performance. So in the results submission, Alex wins the game. He came in like a wrecking ball. So he did 6 mortal wounds on the charge. He got proper hard, which is another Gargant goal. He threw 1 model and he killed 5 with jump up and down attacks. So Alex had a great time. Charles, he kicked 1 objective, and then Nodge Sea Drinker got eaten by a pissed off Maw Crusher, and that was it. So, yes, I think definitely Alex really did get the most out of that game by, his Mega Gargant didn't die really early. But, yeah, that's it. It's just a quick little update. So Alex, Big Bertha, Big Top Bonanza, bested Charles with Nodge Sea Drinker. So Alex doing well with his Gargant goals. So I'm going to pass you back now. Hopefully they're ready for some more beastly action. Back to you, boys. Cheers.
Think you very much there, Owen. What a delight to have him on. Bud and me have finished that game. Bud, what did you make of the match?
It was very interesting. I don't have a lot of experience with Mega Gargants, so I was very excited to see them. I was shocked at that Mega Gargant, Big Steve getting blendered like that in the middle. I thought we would see at least 1 more round of combat with him. It was fun. I love seeing models charge across and fighting each other. That's the way to play Warhammer, right?
Yeah, some very aggressive big stabbing. I gotta say, I think it would have been interesting to have seen a couple more screens go up and then have those big stabbers charge over the top in a turn. But at the end of the day, the player's just here to have fun and tell some stories. And I think the fact that Big Steve was pretty rubbish, to be honest, like he did very little, was sad. So hopefully next match, which we will have when I put the timer up in a minute, you guys will see. In fact, let me be able to tell you the time. It will be at 3:30 British time, so 15:30 British time, will be the next match. So you guys will be able to tune in for that, and we'll have a good old battle and a good old time for you guys then. So do tune in for that. It's going to be super fun. Bud, thank you for joining us today for the fight.
Oh yeah, this was exciting. My first chance getting to be on the commentating team and get to see a great battle. And Rob, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thanks for reaching out to me, to warming my heart on a -30 day in Manitoba.
It's my pleasure, Bud. Thanks for being here. Thanks to everyone in the Twitch chat as well for being here. Appreciate you. It's been great hanging out. So do join us again at, like I say, at 3:30 for the next battle. I'll be joined by Dan Unsupervised, and we'll take you through some more stories from the Mortal Realms, which will be really fun. Thanks again for Owen for organising it, and both of our players, and also, of course, Table Boss Matt for letting us know what's happening at the table. He's done a stellar job, superstar. So yeah, join us then. It's been great. Until then, start coming up with some stories for your Mega Gargants and your Mortal Realm narratives. Good luck to the Blood Bowl Chiefs, I think, is Blood Bowl Mega Bowl. That's the one.
Yeah,
good luck
the
to
Mega
those guys.
Bowl.
And we'll see you guys soon. Have a great day.